When you think of places that are haunted, you probably imagine old houses with creaky floorboards or graveyards where ghosts mope about their unfinished business. But sometimes the most haunted places are right in front of us all along. Join me as we count down 6 haunted places that terrify scientists. Number 6. The Mary Celeste. The discovery of the Mary Celeste is one of the strangest maritime mysteries of all time. It has a strange microclimate that's kept it largely unchanged for centuries, allowing unique species of plants and animals to thrive. However, the sanatorium soon became notorious for being one of the deadliest places for both patients and staff. Stretching beneath the bustling streets of Paris, France, the labyrinth of tunnels known as the Catacombs of Paris. What started out as a simple cemetery for a handful of French soldiers soon turned into a mass grave for thousands. And remember to subscribe if you haven't already. See you next time. During the French Revolution, it was used to bury victims of the guillotine, and later became a burial place for those who died of disease and starvation. While the catacombs were officially closed in 1860, it's estimated that over 6 million people have died within its walls. To put that number into perspective, it would be like if every single person who died in the September 11th attacks were killed in a single day, with so many souls trapped between the earthly realm and the afterlife. It's no surprise that paranormal investigators have reported hearing screams, whispers, and even footsteps echoing through the catacombs. What's more, some have even captured images of ghostly apparitions standing in the tunnels. All this proves that the catacombs are one of the most haunted places in the world. And it's this very reputation that terrifies scientists to this day. Over the years, many patients died there, and it's estimated that over 60,000 people have died within its walls. Built in 1066 by William the Conqueror, the tower quickly became an important part of the city's defenses. Over the centuries, it's seen its fair share of action. From repelling invading forces to serving as a prison for some of the most infamous figures in history. It's also seen its fair share of deaths, with historians estimating that over 2,000 people have been killed within its walls. These include Anne Boleyn, the second wife of King Henry VIII, and Lady Jane Grey, who was just 17 years old when she was executed. With so much death and suffering occurring inside the tower, it's no surprise that it's home to a variety of ghosts. Visitors have reported seeing the ghost of Anne Boleyn wandering the grounds, while others have heard the cries of prisoners being tortured. Some have even claimed to see the ghost of Lady Jane Grey sitting on the throne in the White Tower. But perhaps the most terrifying aspect of the Tower of London is that these sightings are unlimited to just the living. Many of the guards who patrol the tower have reported seeing ghostly apparitions and hearing disembodied voices. In fact, it's said that the ghosts are so active that the guards have to keep their wits about them at all times. After all, who knows when they might be joined by an unexpected visitor from beyond the grave. But some believe the spirits of those who died there refuse to move on. Paranormal investigators have reported hearing voices, footsteps, and even seeing apparitions within the building. There are even reports of shadow figures moving through the halls. But the scariest part is that these encounters aren't limited to just the paranormal investigators. Staff and visitors have also reported feeling cold spots, seeing unexplained lights, and even having their equipment tampered with. So, what makes this one of the most haunted places that terrify scientists? Well, it all comes down to one simple experiment. A group of paranormal investigators decided to test the electromagnetic energy within the sanatorium's walls. But instead of finding a small amount of energy, they discovered that it was off the charts. It's this energy that is believed to be the source of all the strange activity within the sanatorium. Though exactly what it is remains unknown. Because of this, it's also known as the Sea of Trees. But it has another much darker name, the Suicide Forest. And this nickname is even more terrifying when you consider that, according to Japanese legend, spirits linger in the forest after taking their own lives. In fact, it's believed that the longer someone stays in the forest, the more likely they are to come under the influence of these spirits. There have even been cases of strangers coming across hikers in the forest and being unable to get them to leave. Even stranger is the fact that scientists have indeed been able to explain certain phenomena observed in the forest. For example, compasses don't work properly there, phones don't get a signal, and cameras can't take pictures. While experts dismiss these things as natural occurrences, others believe they point to something more sinister lurking in the shadows of the sea of trees. If you've ever wanted to visit a haunted place that will disturb you long after you've left, then look no further than Mexico's Island of the Dolls, as you can probably guess from its name. This island is covered in dolls, hundreds of them hanging from trees, lying on the ground, and even peering out from behind rocks. They seem almost alive as they slowly rot and decay. So why is this island covered in dolls? Well, the legend goes that in 1905, a young girl drowned here. Since then, people have reported hearing the sound of a girl crying on the island, along with seeing her ghost. People began leaving dolls on the island as offerings to appease the ghost. But it seems like the more dolls they left, the more dolls they needed to bring to satisfy her restless spirit. Today, the island is considered cursed, and locals believe anyone who takes a doll off the island will be cursed with bad luck. While this may seem like an urban legend, scientists are baffled by the number of dead birds and animals found on the island, leading many to wonder if the Island of the Dolls is truly cursed. On December 4, 1871, the brigantine was discovered off the Azores Islands in the Atlantic Ocean by the captain of the nearby ship, the Rambler. The Rambler's captain assumed the Mary Celeste had been abandoned, so he boarded it only to find 7 empty beds and a half-eaten meal on the table. But there was no sign of struggle, no lifeboats, and no reason for the crew to leave the ship. The cargo was still on board, and the supplies were still available. It was as if the entire crew had vanished into thin air. Despite several investigations, no one knows what happened to the Mary Celeste's crew. Some believe they were kidnapped by pirates, while others think the crew may have been victims of something more sinister. What's more, some claim to have seen the ghost of the Mary Celeste since its eerie discovery, making it one of the most haunted places at sea. Number 5. Island of the Dolls. Number 4. Aokigahara Forest. Located at the base of Japan's Mount Fuji, the Aokigahara Forest is a dense and mysterious woodland covering an area of over 120 square miles. Number 3. Waverly Hills Sanatorium. When the Waverly Hills Sanatorium opened its doors in 1910, it was supposed to be a state-of-the-art facility for treating tuberculosis. Number 2. The Catacombs of Paris. Number 1. The Tower of London. Standing tall amidst the bustling city of London, the Tower of London is one of the most iconic buildings in the country. Thanks for watching. Do you know of any other haunted places that terrify scientists? Let me know in the comments below.